Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Meeple has landed.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Vitruvian Meeple's production of Echoes of the Undying. I know, we're actually back on the main storyline. I can't believe it. I am Trevor, the Vitruvian Meeple, here as always, or rather, not so much always, but here once again with Matt, Julie, Ray, Patrick, and ECAT. We are finally going to get back to the main storyline of Echoes of the Undying. Finally coming in for episode 2 of chapter 2, as is our wont, as yet untitled, but we'll see what we can do about that. So, let's jump right into it. Where the hell were we? Well, here's what happened in Chapter 1. After some more shenanigans in Kosh, the crew set out on the 3 camels that they had bought to find Zahar's tribal tent village. They were accosted, but lovingly so, by Zahar's youngest brother, Tariq, as they neared the village, and then not quite so lovingly by the rest of her family, especially when they got a look at Zell, who, according to their beliefs, is, well, he is literally a demon, and he is a creature of all that is horrible and wrong with the world and must be killed on sight, because otherwise, as Zahar's sister asked him if he actually did, he would kill them and eat them raw. The impressions left were not great, but you know, we're going to see what we can do about that. At the end of the episode, Zahar went into the war tent with her parents and was explaining about what the Dark One is up to and what has happened to Amrun, who is Zahar's cousin and now also the prophet of Ishun. So we're going to start outside. The 4 of you have basically been given free reign to explore the village with the, let's say, the advice to, you know, don't let yourself get killed, especially Zell. People are making some makeshift accommodations for you.
Sorry. Sorry.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are so back. So what would the 4 of you like to be doing?
Given my reception so far,
Yeah.
Zell is very much interested in finding out if he can just kind of set up camp just outside of town, so people wouldn't be so persuaded to sneak up on him and, you know, stab him in the back while he's trying to have a snooze or whatnot.
Okay. So you were just kind of scouting around and seeing if there's any little nooks you can settle in.
Yeah, somewhere to, like, you know, start a fire and curl up next to or something
Sure.
at night. Assuming, you know, there's not big monsters out there that'll eat me while I'm sleeping, which won't be any better.
Well, I mean, you didn't see any on your way here, so you can take from that what you will. But we're going to let's go ahead and make the first roll of the evening nice and early, so we can start getting the crit fails in nice and early. We're going to make this a It's going to be an intellect-based roll, and I will say that you can use both perception and survival as skill trainings. So you can consider yourself specialized for this role.
Okay.
Oh, and it's...
So I'll roll one of them, and...
So I'll give you 1 second here. It's going to be a difficulty 4 roll. So if you click into the roll dialog on one of them, you can just change your training from trained to specialized.
Okay. Too specialized.
Specialized.
Is that an intellect roll?
Yep.
Don't try this at home, folks. We're trained No, we're not professionals at all.
No.
I was going to say, if that came up with 1, I was just, that was it. Good night, everybody. All right.
I'd say we're highly skilled amateurs.
Hey, man.
Right? So, yeah, okay. So you, yes, you have found yourself a nice, you've actually found yourself a small cave opening.
Oh, fabulous.
The descriptor of small referring to both the cave and its opening. It's little more than a hollow in a stone hillside.
Enough to block the wind, keep things out, and I can see where things are coming from.
Yes. So yes, you absolutely have this ability. It is probably not big enough for the kind of tent that they are probably going to try to find for you. Simply because these are not the little land pimples. This is basically a yurt city. So if you are going to bed down there, it's not quite under the stars, but only because you're ostensibly inside.
And how have people been with my follower so far? Do they associate her with me, and thus should she be with me, or can I just let her hang out with the party and feed me until later?
Well, I mean, since we've got it here, come on. Let's have our first intrusion.
Yay!
Because, what better to start than that?
Heward was suffering the most at the hands of experience points.
Okay. So
And we'll take your pity XP and
It has been used for good purpose, namely keeping the rest of us from getting murdered.
Yes.
So, yeah, Lendra, a lot of people in the village are just kind of avoiding eye contact with you, but you are cunning and observant enough to see that they're talking in hushed whispers as soon as they believe that you can no longer see them. And you can see, I will say that they are making gestures and facial expressions towards Lendra that, if you had to guess, they are considering her an unwitting victim of your demonic hypnotism, and she must be rescued from your evil clutches.
it's that pelvic sorcery, folks.
That's right.
Nearly drives you insane.
In that case, I will have her hang out with the party.
Okay.
If I can't be there, I can be there in absentia.
She's not your familiar. You cannot see through her eyes. Not yet, anyway.
I'll get that later. Just wait.
Probably. Okay, so you are just kind of keeping to yourself in your little hidey hole outside.
If I find some scrap lumber or something, start a little fire like I'm on the beach.
Okay. Yeah, I will say that you can scrounge it together enough because I mean this is the desert, so it's not like, it's not like you're in the middle of a forest, but you can cobble together enough scraps. I'll say maybe you had to dip a little bit into some of the discards from the village itself. So I suppose if someone wanted to be like a real asshole about it, they could try to rules lawyer and claim that you were stealing. But that would take an immense amount of chutzpah. So while that's happening, what are the other three of you doing along with Lendra?
I am afraid that Keatle saw something shiny and now is going on at length to Lendra explaining exactly his fascination, but I feel like I need to roll for what? I'm just not quite sure of my visual surroundings and it's been a little while.
Yeah. So it is early afternoon, in basically the middle of the desert. So it is bright, it is hot, it is dry, it is sandy.
I know what it is. Yeah, bright, hot, dry, nothing else. So he's explaining the Thurly-twopter
Okay.
and just how cool it was and what a jerk that idiot Finbaz was to even try to set his hands on it, because this is how he's trying to cope with reality right now.
Okay.
And Lendra's just there.
Now, I forget. You have the ornithopter, don't you? Because it was
The Ornithopter. Hold on. I did take some notes.
because I believe
Squidgy. I think so it was off, right. It was sort of off scene where it was yeah.
yeah, and like I think Zell managed to keep it from going completely AWOL again.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes.
So
bailed me out
you
yet
in
again.
fact have the Thwopty Twirler.
Yes.
So that is also available to you to be doing something with if you wish. Serafina, what are you up to?
I am asking if the village elders / wise people, have any stories, basically, like historical, religious, what have you, that they would be willing to share about their religion, magic, old folk tales, basically, just anything. I figure I will sit out of the sun, hopefully drinking something cold.
Yep.
See if anything piques my interest at, as wait a second, that could be useful information.
So I'll tell you what. They don't really have. I mean, they have a village elder, kind of in the same way that Moana's village had her grandmother. She's the village crazy lady.
Yeah.
But there are a couple of more senior members of the tribe who collect stories. So they are willing to do a trade. You tell them
Okay.
some stories, they will tell you some stories.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to make this, this is going to be an intellect-based role. You can use pleasant social interactions. It will, it's not hard. It will be a difficulty 3 roll. But the better you do, the more and better stories you will get.
Okay. 3 trained. Uh,
So you're trained. You could, with your edge of 2 and intellect, you're really low on intellect right now, but you could throw 3 points at it and just have it succeed. Because that would bring it down the other 2 levels from a difficulty 3
yeah,
to a 2 to 0.
yeah, I have edge of 2 and effort of 2.
Yep. So you can throw 2 levels of effort at it to lower it by 2 levels. That would normally cost 5 intellect points minus your edge of 2 is 3.
There we go. So I was trying to find where on the roll thing the effort to ease task was. Like, it's in here someplace.
Yep.
There we go. Okay.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, you find you tell some really nice stories from Calva and of your travels, because it has not exactly been an uneventful journey so far.
Yeah.
And in return, you get some old, maybe they're folk tales, maybe they're legends, maybe they're true. It's been kind of lost to time. Of some of the old gods, and specifically Pravanmitra, who is the god of light, and Aratas, I think it is the...
Yeah, I'll get spellings
Yep.
later.
Yes, Aratas, who is the goddess of fire. And it was said that in olden times, Pravanmitra, again, god of light, he and Ishun, in some of the tales, were referred to as brothers. That split happened a long time ago, and that is kind of what led to Pravanmitra going towards the light and Ishun towards the darkness. And so when Ishun wed Irashki, there was an attempt at reconciliation between not only Ishun and Pravanmitra, but also with Aratas, as the 4 of them had, the 2 of them were also close, though not in the same romantic way as Ishun and Arashki. And it is said that it could be seen from the tent where the 4 of them were having their congress, alternating gouts of light fire and dark fire. And it is said that some of those sparks of fire landed and became men and women. One born of the light, one born of the darkness. Always opposed, and yet always conjoined.
Thank you.
Howard, What's our detective up to?
Detective.
I don't know. It's what I got.
Yeah, hey, it's all good, man. Tariq is the youngest brother,
Yes.
or am I
Yes.
completely
Nope.
misremembered?
Tariq is the youngest. He's about 10 years younger than Zahar. And he is friendly towards you.
Yes. So Hereward is probably catching up with him because um, he was probably the most welcoming member of the family the first time around.
Yep.
So
far.
there's definitely a friendship there. So he's going to be catching up with old times and also trying his ducky best to test the waters of where the family's at, because it's been a while and we've shown back up with kind of some unwelcome guests.
Yeah.
So
So I will say that we're going to make this an intellect roll. Your pleasant social interactions inability does come into play.
yep.
But I will offset it with you can get an asset because you and Tariq are friendly towards each other. If you're just trying to get like the lay of the land of the family, that's going to be a difficulty 2.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. All right. Two. Skill level. It's basically a wash with the assets. So, all right.
Nice.
Nice. I didn't duck it up.
So I what he tells you is that their father has been honestly more tense and watchful than normal recently, which is probably part of what has contributed to his initial reaction to Zell. The oldest brother, Karzad, is, I mean, he is his father's son.
Yes.
And strives to be so. So he is always, at his father's knee. He is trying to learn. He believes, okay. Tariq believes that that he will inherit the championship of Mitra after his father dies, retires, abdicates, whatever. Tariq does not share in this belief, but has learned that it is not wise to try to burst Kurzad's bubble in this matter.
Yep.
He takes it poorly. But yeah, so he is Tariq gives you some interesting metaphors for different directions that Kurzad is towards different orifices of their father. But he is concerned that Majid, their father, he's definitely been warier than normal. So that probably explains the two of them. Harika, the sister, is just a couple of years older than Zahar. She is and has always been the level-headed one of the children, which I think is why she attempted to make conversation with Zell and at least kind of see, what what his take was on what her people thought of his kind, because that's, I mean, killing and eating people raw that is a bit of a stretch. And Zell, just in an amazing display of un-Zell-like behavior, excuse
Did
me,
we trade
just
places for a second? I don't know.
Mhm.
Somehow I got his tact
Yeah.
and he got mine.
yeah, but yeah, she is offended by his presence, but it doesn't look like she is like, torches and pitchforks. She is just, if the torches and pitchforks go by, she will not try to stop them.
Right.
But yeah, she is offended more than angry.
Yeah.
Their
Good
mother,
times.
Amina, has always been hard to read. Excuse me.
I swear I did not give you my cold.
I
I
know,
wasn't anywhere near you.
I know, right? But she kind of trusts in the visions that she receives, and the rest of the family has learned to do so as well.
Oh.
But that kind of means that her own viewpoints and opinions are sometimes a little hard to suss out.
Right.
That's nice.
But you share some very nice, refreshing Sakanjabin and even a little bit of calf with Tariq. And that brings us back to Zahar. Zahar. Tell me what you and your parents are currently discussing.
He has just finished telling them everything that happened at the temple in Kash.
Okay.
From walking in to finding the massacre to the weird little temporal portal thing to Fina's cleansing of the temple and kind of giving her mother the look of like, you need to go help her without saying you need to go have a conversation with this fire mage kind of thing. And she has not told of the weird dreams at the con that we had, but did again retell over and over and over again because her father is her father. The discovery of Amren.
Okay.
And his apparent corruption.
Your father takes this information with kind of stoic acceptance. You can tell that he's putting pieces together in his head. But either he hasn't quite gotten there yet, or he's just not letting you in on it yet. Who knows? I will have to contemplate this. Perhaps Rava Mitra will bless me with inspiration.
I was going to ask if he's spoken to you at all about this.
Not of this, and not much at all, to be frank with you, which concerns me.
I mean, I know you have a different kind of relationship than I have with my lady,
Yes.
but as you and I are both anointed warriors of our Lord and Lady, I would hope he has shared something with you. You, Mama.
Aritas does not speak directly to me, at least not through anything that we would think of as words or speech or conversation. She sends visions, and it is my duty and responsibility and burden to interpret them. And at this, your parents kind of give, your mother kind of gives an inquisitive kind of look to your father. He catches it, thinks for a second, looks back at her and just gives a very slight nod. And
I narrow my eyes and look at them, making it clear to them that I caught that look.
Yeah. 2 nights ago, I beheld a vision, one that I do not understand. Our lands, Saga, a hole opened in the middle of the sand, and it was, what are they called? In bodies of water where they spin around and get sucked.
Oh, Heward calls them whirlpools?
Yes. It was as if it was a whirlpool of sand. And rising out of the bottom of this was, at first it seemed like perhaps a spear or a sword of some kind, and it grew and grew until it dwarfed the very mountains themselves. And when it had fully arisen, I could no longer see the top of it. But a horrible peal of a bell where even the ring is itself is cursed sounded from the top of this abomination. And all was covered in darkness. Not everything, it was not that my vision went dark or that the source of light of whatever I was seeing faded. It was covered in darkness. I do not know what it means, other than that it is terribly dangerous, but I have no reference, I have no way to know what is coming or when or how. you have traveled much farther than either your father or myself. If you have any insights, they would be, as always, my dear, most welcome.
At this moment, I do not. It is a very disturbing vision, Amma. And when I meditate tonight, I will ask my lady if she has any guidance in regards to your vision. But I am greatly concerned because of how much of the corrupted holy dead have arisen outside of these lands. It's constant.
Hold on. Make me an intellect check. It's going to be it's going to an intellect check. It's going to be difficulty 6, but you can use both perception and seeing through a trick, so you can click one of them and consider yourself specialist.
Wow.
Awesome. I was actually kind of hoping for that. So, your father does not blink. Okay. When you mentioned how many of the lost have risen outside of these lands, he blinked.
Do you understand what I am saying, Baba? We spent 3 nights in less than a month fighting them. They corrupted a whole village.
And I am afraid that it does not stop there.
Same.
I have received word from the Minosh and the Takal, which are 2 of the other relatively nearby tribes. Your mother actually is looking at him in kind of surprise. She didn't know this. He clocks that and says, it is my duty to protect the village, but it is my higher duty to protect my family. So
I'm
no,
feeling that she's
I have not told any of you yet.
giving him that we'll talk about this later look.
They have
Aries.
started rising from the sands as well.
Okay.
They come as desiccated husks.
Excuse me.
They much have woken the last, well, the 3 days before I received the missive. To find it is only ever one or two. Whether it is because that is all they need, or whether it is because they are trying to move with stealth, I do not know. But there is one or two missing every morning. Is that why? Yes. Yes. I mean, that is why I have been awake. Why I have not been sleeping. I must keep vigil. This is my duty to protect my family and my home, and I will do so.
Sir.
I will give you the advice you once gave me, Baba. You cannot do it alone. You cannot do everything alone. Yes, we are called by our gods, but the tribes of Saga are family all.
Aries.
Perhaps it is time to call the conclave and bring them all together for protection. Because outside of these sands, it's not just those of us who walk on two legs. We have fought corrupted animals, not just people.
Of that I was not aware, and he he's putting up this very stoic face.
Right.
And he looks up at you, and just for a second, you can see in his eyes not the paladin of Hravan Mitar, or Mitar, not your father, not the village protector, but Baba. Just for a second, you can see the man who bounced you on his knee as a child.
Right.
Who would take you on piggyback rides, what felt like across the entire desert, even though it was only an hour out. He looks at you and he almost cracks a bit of a smile and says, "And I did not think I could get more disturbed. Thank you, daughter, for proving me wrong."
I only tell you a little of my life, Baba.
And I think that is probably best for both of us.
Agreed.
At this point, your mother is actively attempting not to snicker out loud. This turn that this conversation has taken, you can tell has actually very much made her feel better, comforted her. Because you've been gone, and your father's been your father, and your siblings have been your siblings, and she and sometimes your sister are the ones that try to still have this be a family rather than like a war unit.
But at the same time, we are both
and
paladins.
she gets that, and she understands why it is that way most of the time. But it does her heart good to see her husband and their younger daughter almost joke with each other a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It does her heart good.
It's been a while since we've done I got this from this weapon and this from this weapon.
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, Baba, it may be time to send out runners or messengers to the others.
Perhaps.
just for the safety of Saga, of the people.
We will start the beacon trail. The beacon trail is that is the term for one village sends a runner to the next village, then that runner goes to another village while the second village also sends one, and it doubles out like like a binary tree. Perhaps the best place for us to meet is Kosh. It has long been considered neutral territory for the tribes that do not play well together. Would you and your compatriots be willing to give us more information on what you have seen?
I have no problem sharing anything. You know that.
Of course.
I do not think Heward would have a problem either. The one that you, Baba, you, Majid, will need to put aside your trepidation. You must speak to the blue one. You know I would not have brought him here if I did not hold some trust. My lady put him in my path for a reason.
And thus in ours.
Yes. I do warn you about the gnome, though. He is a bit... You remember Cousin Mina?
Yes.
He is worse. He is worse.
God's protect
But
us all.
wait, just feed him with kava, and he'll be fine.
Excellent idea.
Extra strong.
I will hear from the conviction in your heart. I will hear what the blue one has to say.
And Mama, the pretty girl needs guidance with her flame.
She did seem very eager to learn. If things are as dire as they seem, I do not know how much time we will have.
But anything is better than nothing.
Of course. Perhaps tonight we must gather and exchange information. Tomorrow, as time permits, I will see what I can do to help.
Thank you.
And so they basically say that at after the evening meal, which will happen, which generally happens at sundown,
Right.
then the 7 of you can meet back in that war tent to conference. So you've probably got a good 3 hours or so before then. Is there anything in particular that you would like to do?
I would like to go to the tent that is set aside for communing with the gods, to just have some time among my sacred space.
Okay. Let's go back to Ketel. So are you simply explaining the whiz bang doohickey to Lendra? Are you tinkering with it? What are you doing?
Um, Tequila is stimming
Okay.
because in Kosh there was a lot going on, and that was perfect for him. Now, after the whatever perils we faced getting here, um, the it's been boring comparatively, and that starts his just I've got to do something, and oh look, I don't know you, and I'm just going to info dump.
Okay.
But of course he can't help himself when he starts to explain the Torlithwopter and uh oh, the guy right here, that's right. And he starts to pull it out and show and demonstrate, he cannot help but then look at it again with fresher eyes and start to mess with it a little bit.
Okay. So first of all, I will say that you can use your first 3 recovery rolls if you wish, because it's been at least an hour.
Yay.
Because yeah, you're hurting there, my friend.
Does that go for all of us? Because
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, now reset. Okay, recovery roll.
Ooh.
Eh.
Well, oh wait, hold on. Yeah, hold on. You
What?
add 1 more to each of those because you guys are tier 2, so your recovery rolls should be +2.
Oh. Yay. Thank God for that. And 1 more. There we go.
Okay.
So,
So Tick, you get a total of 12.
plus 8. And meh.
Much better.
Where is the
Not a-
button to roll? I'm sorry.
It's on the combat tab.
Is it the heart?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Not back up to full, but much better.
Okay. Um. So, as you are kind of absent-mindedly tinkering with the ornithopter, you spot a wild GM intrusion.
What's that on the horizon? Okay.
So, as you are at this point, you're just kind of fidgeting with the crystal, completely absent-mindedly. You don't even realize you're doing it. And it suddenly, like all of a sudden, gets very cold. And so I will just ask, do you hold on to it or do you drop it?
Well,
Like it went from room temperature, which again, remember you're outside in the desert, to like
yeah.
ice cold almost
Okay.
immediately.
I'm going to say that, he's very twitchy and transferring. You saw like fiddling with it, transferring from one hand to another. And when the temperature change happens, the way that he's holding it, he doesn't drop it, but he does the toss up reaction and drop. Oh, sorry.
That's all right. Fail that.
That new icons that they put
Yep.
up with raise hand and bullshit like that.
Um,
But yeah, so he like tosses it up in kind of both surprise and response from the cold.
okay, so in that case, we're actually going to make it a roll. It's going to be a speed roll. The difficulty is going to be 4 to see if you can catch this thing or if you drop it.
Okay. So I noticed something gameplay wise. I am on, rather than my character sheet,
Mhm.
I'm at my character where it says pool skills combat abilities, and
Yep.
it looks like it has like a drop down.
Yep.
Can I click speed on that?
Yeah. That
So I
might
click.
actually that might just do a straight up roll. I honestly don't
No,
remember.
it says you set difficulty
Yeah.
4. It shows 4.
Yep. Okay. Oh yeah. If it brings up that same dialogue, then yeah, go for it.
Okay. And then okay. So difficulty 4,
Mhm.
do the roll.
Um. Yeah. No devil's bargain this time because I think I like the story better if it falls. So it falls. It hits the sand with a little, and the sand around it starts to circle in almost like a dust devil or a Tasmanian devil kind of way. And you hear a barking dog in the background. Sorry about that. The it kind of it doesn't really coalesce, but you're seeing like this miniature cyclone of sand, and you see something that almost resembles a face kind of sticking out of it.
All mummy-like?
No. Well, yeah, like the scene from The Mummy where it's the face of sand, yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant like, yeah. And it looks at you. Taquito. And you recognize the voice. It is the same female gnome from when you first encountered this thing. As she talks, it's kind of staticky. It's not very clear. Let's see if I can actually do this and this will work. So does this sound like an old radio to you?
Yep.
Okay.
Old radio?
Yeah. Okay, good. Yay for voice changers. Taquito, where are you? I can barely. If you can hear. Alva. Soon. Grandfather. And then it just kind of first the sound fades to static, and then the sand, as it's still spinning, starts to lose cohesion. So it's actually like this really kind of nice, almost snow globe kind of effect as it settles back down onto the rest of the sand. Lendra is looking back and forth between this spot and you in complete shock. Actually, Hal, would you like to play your would you like to play your companion for this scene?
Certainly.
So
So look, Linder looks down upon it, then over at Taquito. Can I ask you a silly question? Do you have any idea how that thing works?
Uh, uh, of course I do. I built the thing. I designed it. I've redone the
Because you
designs.
realize how useful that is, right?
Look.
Like,
This
let's say we were trying to start a, kingdom-wide revolution in order to, I don't know, take out an evil god or something like that. Being able to talk to people in other cities from wherever you are, just, pointing out maybe that would be useful to us. And you've been tinkering with that in your pocket for who knows how long. How many of those can you make?
I get that wasn't a design feature. I'm still trying to figure that one out. And Tequila is just, the looking down at the Thwopter, looking up to where the face was, looking at Linda, and it's just this camera cut from back, just viewpoint to viewpoint, like trying to put pieces together, and ain't nothing clicking. It's still bouncing off of each other
so
until
just,
finally.
so
The
just,
smoke coming out, it takes years yet, though.
yep. So just so you have an idea of scale, the whole Dust Devil was probably maybe 2 feet tall, which I realize for you is gargantuan, but
Yeah,
uh,
shut up.
but
Although, to your credit, that's how I was envisioning
yeah, think like just a little bit bigger than Help Me Obi-Wan Kenobi, You're My Only Hope.
it.
So that's a scale of measurement now.
Pretty much, yeah. 1.5
So, slowly, his cognitive functions start to, as the sand did, recoalesce, because he just has to mentally put down this mystery and this conundrum. And he reaches down to pick up the ornithopter, and he's now, just for lack of anything else to pay attention to, looking at it. I take it that the crystal has returned to ambient temperature. Is there any visual difference in the look, construction of the ornithopter, having done this Zephyr message?
Right. Very nice.
Think.
Um, I will say that you've got enough things
Hi.
going on that you can feel. It's very, very faint, but you feel the crystal itself. You feel it kind of tugging like a very, very weak compass needle.
Hold on. I would like to make an no, hold on. I want to make a magic training roll.
What are you trying to do?
I am trying to hone in on the source that is different. And now that you've like there's a sense of a compass needle, um so what he thinks he's trying to do is look harder at it.
Okay.
Because right now he just has his 5 typical senses. But what I think is going to happen is that he's like trying what he wants to establish a connection, magical, like that's what really is happening, but he doesn't have the awareness for it. He doesn't have the words for it. He's just trying to focus on the thing more.
Okay.
So he's doing this as a focus on the thing more, but if it works, maybe it enhances the connection, clarifies the connection.
Do you want to use your scan ability?
Oh,
Because that would certainly
There's
give you
that
an asset here if you think it's something that Taquito would think to do.
well, I mean, so he's looking for, that's the thing. He's looking for what do I focus on? Where is this coming from? Without any other tangible source, he's looking at the crystal. So yeah, let's scan the crystal.
Okay. So it is a difficulty 5. You can use your magic training skill, and you can give yourself an asset from scan. Where did your scan go?
I know. Oh, I clicked the wrong because I clicked the heart. I clicked the fucking archive.
Okay.
Uh,
Here, I'll get it back. Just
Thanks.
you go on with that. Give yourself an asset for
There
it.
we go. Okay. Is that the roll? No. Okay. Give myself an asset.
There you go. It's back now.
And because I'm focusing really hard, I'm putting in 2 levels of effort.
Okay.
And that
Nice.
works. Yay, and that already. Okay.
So I know Taquito is trained in navigating in cities. How is
Mhm.
Taquito's sense of direction outside of cities?
Without much to anchor his vantage points, it drops significantly. One
Okay.
sand dune starts to look much like another sand dune, so
Okay.
he loses connection.
Okay. But you are trained in geography.
Yes, I am. I can tell you where I'm lost.
You know exactly where you're going. You just don't know how to get there. So this is going to be another intellect roll. It's going to be difficulty 5 because you are in an unknown area. You will get I think it's safe to say we can give you an inability or a hindrance because you are way far away from any land you've ever known before.
Mhm.
But your training in geography will cancel that out. So you can do
Okay.
a geography or history roll and then give yourself a level of hindrance.
Okay, geography. Boom. And yeah, no, not yeah, just straight up. And hey. Are we surprised? Not really.
Nope. And let's see. Well, okay. So,
Uh-oh.
so the final difficulty. Oh no, no, because the final difficulty should have been 5 because there was a hindrance there
Oh.
that we didn't take into account. So no double marking.
Damn it.
It is definitely pulling in a direction. Again, right now it's very, very faint. It's you have to really concentrate to kind of pick it out. And even then it's more of a guess than really knowing. So it's kind of hard to tell, at this point, the difference between, this way and that way could be, tens of miles or hundreds of miles, depending on how far away it is.
Right. Well, given that, I think, given what's happened and what he's doing and what he's now experiencing, he has entered a hyper focus mode.
Okay.
And because he did the scan and yeah, he's trying, so he's locking in, and now he's just holding this thing, and he just, without looking at his surrounding, he's just going like basically like the water
Dowsing rod.
dowser
Yeah.
dowsing rod. Yeah, that's what it looks like he's doing, except holding the ornithopter.
Okay. What is Lendra doing?
She's kind of amazed at the weird chain of events going on in the little man's head, hoping that
right,
she'd be able to keep him focused on the one thing she finds absolutely fascinating, in that they're all trying to accomplish something, and here's something that could really, really, really help that. And then he's just off in, Plan 9 from outer space again. And it's like, but you could talk to whole other cities. Like, imagine what we could do with this thing.
he is literally in no man's land.
Oh, boo!
And there's the episode title.
Okay, so you are literally just kind of stumbling around trying to follow the little.
Yeah, and it's these, like, any of the party that looks at him has never seen him take steps so slow, controlled, and fluid. Like, when he's nervous and whenever, like, they're trying to move, so he'll move slowly, but there's still just kind of that tension, that hitch. But, like, he's in a trance at this point.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you for a speed defense roll, and you're going to have an effective inability at this, because you are completely hyper focusing and not really paying attention. So speed defense.
Okay. So now, when you say hindrance, do I need to do anything?
Yeah.
Because this is relatively new.
Yes. So when you're in the all-in-one dialogue,
Yep.
honestly, the easiest thing to do right now is just set your skill level at inability instead of
Okay.
practice.
All right. So base difficulty 3, inability.
Yep.
Okay. Huh.
Excellent. You do not manage to hurt yourself by tripping over things like, say wayward tent stakes. Not that any of us would have any experience with that.
Nope.
Oh, not at
That
all.
would have been funny.
I was kind of hoping you were going to fail it. I was going
face plant.
the thought of throwing another. I'll be honest with you. The thought of throwing another intrusion at you was strong, but yeah. So you, I think at this point, at least Zahar would have come out at this point and would see this. I think Herward as well. Seraphina, I'm going to leave it up to you as to whether or not you are still in story time, or if you have actually come out and are seeing this.
I'm taking a break for short time. I need to get up and stretch and move and go pee. Come out after, just kind of like the last out of everybody,
Zell, you are still in your little hidey hole, So you are not there, but Lendra is. Yeah, yeah. So to describe your friends who know you and who have seen you. Describe how they see you now.
There's hush.
The rest of the party sees Deketel as this bright, visually and otherwise, spastic. They read it as insecure, and they're not wrong. Twitchy, yet that, brilliance little creature. Always talking too much. Always running off. Spurts of energy. Unless he's working, then it's consistent. What they're seeing now is a focus and consistence of which they've rarely seen themselves, with the possible exception of Zahar. To the point, like it is these, like almost slow motion. You just see, sometimes he's just moving, and he's just moving his upper torso, and then these steps, slowly, one foot going just a little bit further than the other foot, carefully shifting his weight onto that foot, and just seamless. And because there's this underlying yet unknown magical connection, you know how they have in sci-fi or horror movies where, like on TV or a projection, where you see that kind of diagonal slash glitch.
Mm-hmm.
They're sensing, just visually, just watching them, little bit of a glitch that they can't understand what's going on. And it's like it's a completely different creature in front of them, not the Deketel that they know.
Who would like to be the first to react to that?
Hair word.
Someone give the half-man calf. And where do you think he's going?
What direction is he going in?
Well, let's have everyone who wants to make a. This is going to be an intellect-based roll. Anything about geography would certainly help. Zahar, you can take an asset on this because you are at home.
Did you give us a difficulty?
Yep.
Cities. Okay.
It is going to be a difficulty of 5.
Now, do you want me to still go? Now, is this for everybody else?
Yeah.
Okay.
And not
Very
not
hush.
not for Zell, because you're not there.
Oh, but I can.
No.
Okay,
Sorry,
that's what I thought.
Sorry.
And Lender's a placeholder, so she
Yep.
doesn't have any stats.
Correct.
Got it.
Okay.
She is a bonus.
Well, so very specifically, she is a level 1. I think is she level 1 or level 2?
2.
Okay, so she's a level 2 follower, which means she can accomplish tasks of level 2 or below, and not of level 3 or higher, which this definitely
Yes.
is. Zahar, are you rolling for this? You're also on mute.
Sorry, I zoned out.
That's all right.
What am I rolling for?
So, speaking of zoning out, Takedo has looks for all the world like he's gone into a trance, and is holding that little contraption that he's been fiddling with,
Right.
and because you are probably familiar with at least the concept, he's holding it like a dowsing rod. And so this is a roll. It is a difficulty 5 roll. You can take an asset because, like I said, you're home, to try to figure out which direction he's generally going in.
So like a perception roll,
Geography.
survival.
So yeah, I take survival.
One asset. Do.
Nope. Um.
All have no clue.
Okay.
The hell is he? Oh, I was like, I throw up my hands and I walk out of camp over to where the rock formation, whatever little hidey hole Zell is in. I'm like, Zell, we need you.
So, Athena, because you rolled literally one number below what you needed, I will offer you a devil's bargain here.
Okay.
Would you like it?
Oh, why the hell not?
Okay. So as you're going out to find Zell's little hidey hole, that you kind of get your bearings. You look and you see the spine is off to your right, but you can kind of, in the way far distance, you can kind of start to see it curve in front of you. And if that line is correct, it's going to take you probably not quite back to Riverhead, a little bit north. But yeah, you do get a bead on the direction at least that he's heading in. He is heading west southwest. And for the intrusion,
Okay.
let's see, what do I want to do? We're going to no, I don't know what I want to do yet. Maybe I'll just hold this one in reserve for a little bit.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to keep that one in reserve. So yeah, you make it out to Zell's little apartment, and now you are there. What would you like to do?
So something is weirder with tech. I can't just, you need to come and see.
I walk away for a couple hours and you break tick.
It was not my turn to watch him. I was getting information from, stories and stuff, from the village. I was doing research.
Is that what we're calling it?
Happy
gets
story,
up.
fun time. Yeah.
Stretches a bit.
Let's
Wanders
go
off in
inside.
the direction she came from. Tick is still doing his dowsing walk.
Yep. Difficulty 5, geography-based roll.
Yeah. Can't quite figure out what it is that he's doing, where he's trying to go with it. I mean, he's kind of vaguely headed back towards
Riverhead.
Riverhead, but
I will take survival as we have
I was
previously
just thinking
established.
if survival will work.
Yep.
There's
Oof.
Wow, people.
Okay, the dice are back.
Yep.
It's
Hey,
nice to
at
know.
least we're not in combat. I
You
thought
had to
y'all
say
It's
were
it.
nice to
blowing
know
your
the
You had
heads
dice
to
that
in
say it,
and
completely
not.
though.
screwed me last time have not given up.
Damn it, Ray. You had to say it.
So yeah, it's really hard to get a bead on where Takeedle is going, because although he's
So
taking very slow and very deliberate steps, they're not all in the same direction.
No, they're not. And in this whole time, from Fina's observation to Hereward being there and then grabbing Zell, Tick has moved within a diameter of approximately 10 feet. Like you said, he's moved in a direction, but we don't have enough plot points in order to actually get a line from that direction.
Or he
Sort of a
could very well just be
wedge.
doing a circle or something
Yes.
along those lines.
He could be just
That is so as of right now, that is not apparent. He's still, like in a 90-degree quadrant of kind of wandering.
He looks a little bit like he's gotten into some gnome nip.
stagger, fall.
my God, Gnome Nip. That is just an absolutely horrific concept.
It's otherwise known as decaf.
Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh.
So Zell, or sorry, Takeedle, how long are you going to stay at this?
Aries.
Well, part of that is influenced by is the crystal, like, is that connection still as, is it fading or is it resonating kind of at that low level consistently?
Um, if it's changing, it's so slight that it's really you can't really tell one way or the other.
Given the novelty of this connection and the fact that Tick has been known to disappear into his shop for 4 hours at a stretch when he's like really on to something, we could be here a while
Try 4 days.
unless like Hereward throws a rock at him or something.
So Zell's gonna step up next to him, making sure not to step over where Tick has already walked, because we want to maintain the line. And he just leans a little close to him and starts speaking in a very low, quiet voice. Tick, start talking.
And
Say
other
the
things
word.
you never thought you'd hear yourself say.
And so he does this, and you hear, continuing just to kind of zone and sway.
What
Start
are
to
you
take another
following?
Still. Starts to take another step, like barely brushes by you, like just sort of touches, but no reaction on this
What
step
does
as
it
he
feel like?
chance zone port Toll takes another slow step. Half a step this time. Sways. Goes in another direction. Half a step. Still, just like, he has barely, if blinked at all, this entire time. And you can see just like the redness in his eyes because it is just locked in there because he's trying to, like, just that weak signal is the only thing that he's focusing on, and it is taking all of his energy to just like lock in on that and try to determine where it's leading him.
And we've lost Zal.
Oh, we did.
Wondering why the cameras went on for a minute. Right.
Blame it on the
So
crystal.
Here, let me go poke upstairs and see what the hell happened.
okay. While that's going on, Howard or Zahar, do either of you have anything that you want to do in this situation?
He's trying to fix it.
Okay.
Not quite sure what happened.
Zahar, do you have a lime?
And
Oh dear.
yeah, you're muted. So I saw hand signals, but I couldn't
I
translate.
grab a preteen boy, one of the random ones in the who's just kind of standing there watching,
Yeah.
Just
and I
like
just follow him.
He looks at you confused, and he's not gone anywhere.
Well, when he does, don't let him wander off too far.
Oh, yes. Yes, champion.
okay, at least he didn't mam you.
Well, he's a relative of some kind, you know.
Yeah.
No, get
There we
smacked.
go.
And we're back.
Sorry, it chose the perfect time for my network. Just decided to freeze for no reason
Right.
on one of my
Yeah.
computers.
Of
So
course.
it's its fault.
Yeah, name change.
So, okay.
Now
so,
everyone's somewhere else. Hang on.
So Zahar has conscripted the help of a teenage boy to follow that gnome. You know, step, maybe.
Are y'all going to
Teenage
carry him
boys.
tomorrow morning? Like, or are we just like strapping him to the horse? Because he's not going to be awake. Unless he's sleeping now, which is possible.
So, Tick, I'm going to kind of leave this up to you.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to make an intellect defense roll to at least come out of the almost zombified state that you're in. If you fail the roll, you will stay in that state and you will get another geography roll to see if you can identify the direction. However, you will also take 3 points of intellect damage because you are frying your brain. Therefore, I will let you set the difficulty
Ooh.
of the roll. How much are you willing to risk? If you succeed in the roll, you kind of come out of the zombified trance. You do not get another geography check, though.
Okay.
That's the thing.
So this is like, okay, this is the cognitive side of Taquito's brain
Mhm.
making a saving throw.
Basically, yeah.
We are going to leave it at difficulty 5.
Okay. Love it. So this is an intellect defense roll.
Intellect defense,
Um,
unmodified, no assets, no effort.
Yep. Excellent. Okay. So
I got nothing,
Had a
Egon. What do
10
you
fate,
got?
didn't ya?
so we're gonna subtract 3 intellect. Got that.
Bye-bye.
But please, let's see. So let's see. Your geography roll. Did you do a geography roll last time?
It
No.
was I think it was also a 9.
Um. Okay. So you expended no effort. Um. So
Correct.
it is still a difficulty 5. You can still use geography as a skill, but in accordance with the retry rules in Cypher, you must apply at least 1 more level of effort than on your last roll.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I applied no effort, therefore I will apply 1 effort now.
Yeah.
Okay. Base difficulty 5.
Mhm.
Geography task is eased. Nope. Stop. Other one. Effort 1 level. Okay. Hee hee.
There you
Oh
go.
my god.
Yay!
Thank you, Dice. Sorry we yelled at you earlier.
So you're in this fugue state, and you're almost having visions because you're completely disregarding the world, the visual world around you. And you look down at the crystal, and just for a second, you don't see the crystal anymore. You see the citadel.
I see the what?
The citadel.
Okay.
The Emperor's giant tower in Kalmar.
Okay.
And you realize, you think that's where it's pointing.
I had a vision of this before too, didn't I?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? I'm trying to think in Kosh whenever I was knocked out cold and I had another vision
I'd have to go
and it
back
was
and
somebody.
yeah,
Okay.
I'd have to go back
Okay.
and say
Well, okay. Could be
forgive me.
similar, not the same.
Yep.
Anyway, all right.
But yeah, this isn't a vision just so much as like you're somewhere in the back magical part of your brain that you still really don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
A synapse fired, and the
Right.
way that your senses are interpreting that into something that you can actually visualize and understand, not understand, at least acknowledge, is that all of a sudden, just for a second, the crystal looks like the citadel,
Okay.
and that's enough
Yes.
to snap you out of it. You have a headache this big, and it's got Calva written all over it.
Sorry, taking notes. He's holding this, and you now everybody's like looking at him, can see now just kind of almost shake like from a seizure. Everything where you had seen this just stop it. I did not. I did get. I raised my hand. Fuck you. Um, where it was this like continuous, smooth focus now is just like, bah, and just shakes for about 20 seconds. And then you see him squint, which is the first time he's closed his eyes, mostly like in the last 15 minutes. And he drops to his knees, sets the ornithopter down, puts his palms over his eyes, and he's just kind of moaning in a bit of discomfort for the time being, coming out of this. Yes.
Okay. So the rest of you see this. What do you do?
Y'all think I'm the weird one.
Just kind of stand
Okay,
there with
point-
the arms
point-
crossed, watching.
Point taken.
Where are my parents in regards to this? Have they noticed this at all?
No, they are in fact they as far as you know they have not left the wartime.
Okay.
It's probably a good thing.
Which I mean, it's not a huge
Right.
tent city, obviously, but it's also this is not happening like right outside of it.
Right. Yeah, I'm just standing there watching this.
Okay.
Highly amused, but
So it's pointing back to the Citadel. Is that where we think the person who's talking to us is? Where to you that is, at least.
Wait, was this visible to everybody else?
No.
Ah.
This was something that under normal circumstances you could easily dismiss as just being a trick of the light.
So, as Takedo regains fluid in his tear ducts and gets his bearings, he picks up the ornithopter and starts to stagger back to the party.
Okay, you take a step and a half and you're there.
He, while he's still rubbing his eyes, bumps into Harewood because he's not looking where he's going. Puts his hand out like he's doing this, puts his hand out, and very Bugs Bunny like, hand, place, arm, and like takes a feather and just like a feather and like, you know, does this, turns and goes a different direction.
Okay, that's it, buddy. I'm gonna walk up to take, like, we're getting you out of the sun now, and I am just going to gently steer him towards the common tent where I know there's some cool drinks and some shade, and
That's what he really needs right now. And then once he's there and like he's actually sitting and resting, what happened? How long was, what time is it? Like he's just disoriented as all get out right now.
So it is about the end of what you would normally call mid-afternoon. To put it in modern time equivalents, it's probably somewhere around 3:30 or 4. So you've got about 2 hours or so until sundown and the evening meal, and then Zahar, your meet up with your parents.
And so Tequila starts describing what he went through. It's like I was following this blue light, and it beckoned me to follow it. But every time I tried to take a step, it fizzled out and reappeared. And I had to follow it. I had to follow it. Until the light got a little bit brighter. And I looked up at the light, but instead of the light, it was the Citadel. I think that's where it wanted me to go.
Do not tell my father that I have said this. But a good rule of thumb, never follow the light.
It's to bad places.
Go away from the light.
Marianne.
I will deny it to my father that I said that.
Said what?
Yes.
Exactly.
Didn't hear a thing. Well, this is an odd turn of events. I'm actually worried about the half-man's well-being.
Yeah.
So Tick is sitting there in recovery, just holding the ornithopter. He's looked at it long enough for a while.
Zahar, please make me just a straight up intellect roll. The difficulty is going to be 3. Now you can apply effort to this, but so you put a couple of pieces together in your mind. The Citadel is a huge structure that very much could look like a weapon that goes so far up into the sky you can barely see the top.
Right. Zell, you've been to the Citadel, right?
I remember Zell's not going into this tent.
No.
Because
Okay.
he'd have to walk into the everyone wants to stab himville, and instead he's hanging out in the outskirts and hang out by himself, Berg.
Okay. I go out, I grab Zell, and I drag him in with me.
He's, by the way, arranging a pile of lumber while you're out there, like sticks and
No
other
matter.
crap he's found.
She's going to grab you by your ear and drag you into the camp with her.
Just grab him by the horns.
Ear is going to hurt more. She learned it from her mother, who had to deal with her older brother. So I drag you into the tent. We reiterate what Teak has said.
Well, isn't the Citadel the, seat of the government that we're worried about being run by a cosmic horror god of death? No, actually,
Yeah.
not of death, of undeath. Death
Yeah.
is good. It's how it's supposed to work. That Citadel?
Yes, that one. Were either you or Fina, ever at the Citadel?
I would presume I was. Hence the reason why they all wanted to murder me.
So how much of that is being said out of character and in character?
No, in character.
Okay.
It's like, no, that's, which is, that whole thing.
Because you worked there.
Yeah. It's like that, Yeah, it's like that was my job where I was a spy. And yeah, that didn't go well.
So I have
That's
a
an
mixed
understatement.
identity because they don't like the fact that I don't believe in their gods, and I have my own and everything. The big tall pokey up thing. Was there a bell that rang?
That's a good question.
No.
No, nope.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Ah!
Okay.
I think it was too tall. If you put a bell on top of it, you wouldn't hear it.
Yeah, that still does not help. So since we are all here, after the meal, my parents wish to speak with us as a group. My mother had a vision of a tall spear rising from the middle of the sands that would dwarf a mountain. It was so tall you could not see the top of it from the base. Sounds an awful lot like the Citadel.
It does.
How strongly does the Citadel's power influence over Kesh?
Don't know.
So honestly, the Empire kind of thinks of Saga as one of those we'll get around to it eventually. There aren't really it doesn't consider Saga as an area, as a region, basically important enough to make a priority. So it's not part of it is not ruled by the Empire. There's not really an imperial presence.
They don't care yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would think then one of two possible good interpretations would be the Empire is looking here again for whatever reason, or that some aspect of the Empire's power comes from here. And, well, the rest of us don't know that.
There was more to the vision, according to Amma. A peal of a bell, a cursed sound, came from top of this spear, and everything was covered in darkness as this bell rang.
And that's the kind of tracks with the Empire being more or less controlled by the god of undeath. I could easily see it. That's his power expanding out towards here.
Yeah. So
if that's where he's located, that is very good to know.
yeah.
But not possibly. That might just be where he's projecting his power from.
Yeah. But yes, my parents wish to have a conversation with us all.
Are they going to threaten to murder me again?
No. He has promised he will talk to you as civilized as he can.
How reassuring.
Yeah. But they want to know more about the Lost as we experienced them going all the way back to Rivermead or Riverhole or whatever the name of the place is.
Riverhead.
Riverhead. Yeah, I can't read. But stupid barbarian. What do you want?
Yes, because it is in fact at the head of the Mulnorth River.
Right. And even further back, but they were not. How should I put it? What I told them disturbed them, as right should be. But
we've seen some pretty disturbing things. I mean, let's face it.
Yes, we have.
Not just
we have.
mildly disturbing, like absolutely horrifying. I'm shocked any of us actually are vaguely normal. Well, look at myself. Any of you are vaguely normal.
I just kind of do this and motion towards Teak.
And the camera pans to Tick and then to
still with my
Howard
head in my hands and go, I can feel you looking at me.
and then to Serafino with like little licks of fire.
You know,
And then-
Zahar, I think you may possibly be the most normal person among us. I hate to say that.
Oh, I am the only human among us. Come on.
No,
Okay,
Fina
fair
and I
enough.
are human, mostly. At least half.
Nah. Anyway, so that's where things stand for me.
So, is there anything that anyone wants to do before or during the evening meal? Because if not, we can just fast
Yeah.
forward to that.
I'm good with that.
So, you spent the rest of the afternoon just kind of rehashing everything that you've been through, to make sure that you have all of the salient details for Zahar's parents. The meal passes uneventfully. It is a lovely tray of mostly various vegetables and beans in various sauces. Basically eaten with like like Ethiopian bread. If you've ever had one of those meals where you take a piece of bread and you just to do that, and it's delicious. And as people kind of clear away, Zahar, your father catches your eye and kind of nods.
I'm gonna motion to the group to follow me out. I'm gonna go follow him.
Okay. By the time you get everyone gathered and in, your father is lighting lanterns on the inside of the tent. As the sun has set, so it is now dark. He offers, he gestures towards the 5 seats around the rounded half of the table. I assume you all sit.
Yes.
The news you bring is troubling. The fact that it aligns with other news that I have been brought is more troubling. We are seeing a shift in the balance of divine power that no one alive, no one is old enough to have even possibly seen. It sounds very much as if the Dark One is mustering for war. Please tell me what you know. Tell me what you have seen. And as he finishes
my experience, so
what?
I tell them that I have already shared everything that I have experienced, and that it is time for them to share their stories.
Near the end of when he is laying this out, your mother comes in and takes another seat on alongside your father. Zahar said there was an incident at, I believe you said the town was named Riverhead. So we'll play it this way. Is there anything that you don't tell him about?
No, nope, not going to obfuscate anything with this guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
No.
there's really no reason to lie or withhold any information.
Exactly.
In fact, Hereward would make a point, knowing that Ishun or his people's understanding of Kargantor and theirs of Ishun are slightly different. I am a simple person. In my people, a lie of omission or bending the truth is still a deception, is still a lie. And the great deceiver deceives. He may twist the truth. I will also say his servants are under no compulsion to even do that. I have seen in a vision him take the form of, I'm sorry, Zahar, the one you call uncle. So, I have no reason to lie to you. In fact, to tell the truth is to spite the deceiver.
Tick, how much of what happened this afternoon do you mention?
I give the overview,
Okay.
just recalling the events. I want everybody else to be grateful because of Tick's headache and recovery. He's actually not in the chattiest of moods.
Wonders never cease.
Should do this more
What you
often.
may wind up seeing as a deceit to Zahar's father because his true self wasn't being shown. However, that may be a blessing and a curse. We'll get to that later. But just he has the ornithopter that he holds and presents, and with minimal tangents and over explanation goes into the events that occurred with the fiddling and the face, and then the cold, and then the draw and the trance.
Do you mention the flicker of it looking like the Sentinel?
here's what Tick sent here. By name, no.
Okay.
Tick is talking about the light, and he's recalling, just stepping towards. And when he gets to the phrase, and then the light changed, he senses a different light, only this is the look of Zahar, eyes burning through Tick's soul, going with the unspoken demand of, you'd better not say that.
Okay. So by the time you all are done, Majid is kind of in his chair, leaning forward with his head in his hands. He is... Zahar, I think the last time you saw him look this tired was back when Tariq was a baby. He looks to you like he's aged 20 years over the course of this conversation. And as he kind of, he sits up and he kind of, does that thing where he's kind of staring off into a corner, just kind of, putting everything together in his head. And as he does, he looks up and he takes a breath like he's about to say something. And you hear the first scream from outside. And a moment later, Kurzad comes running into the tent. Father! The abominations are here! And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. This was great. This was episode 2 of chapter 2 of Echoes of the Undying. I think the working title right at this point is either No Man's Land or Blue Light Special. We'll probably hash that out in the after show, which we're going to take a break and then go and do that. That will be up on YouTube tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. So tune in to that if you have an interest in seeing, what we think about behind the scenes. We don't do this for the money. Likes and subscribes and whatnots are great, but really, if you like what we do, tell a friend. Get them to watch it. Have a watch party on whatever platform you want. But we do this for fun. We want you to have fun, and we want you to share fun things with your friends. So go do that. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna get out of here, take a quick break, come back for the after show. So for Matt, Julie, Ray, Patrick, and Ekat, God, it's been too long since I've been able to say that all at once. My name is Trevor, the Vitruvian Meeple. Good night, everyone.